doing? How are you doing? Nice to see you. I'm great. How are you? Nice to see you. A lot of you know this already, but this issue of poverty has, for some time now, been the cause of my life. In addition to running the Poverty Center at the University of North Carolina, I've traveled around the country and been in lots of community action centers. And I remember, I have lots of stories, but I'm only going to tell one today. I remember being in Kansas City and meeting with a single mom who was working full-time, making $9.50 an hour, no benefits. And she described to me what her life is like. And she said, you know, I regularly have to decide whether I'm going to pay for gasoline or pay for heat at my house. And she said, I can't do both, don't have enough money to do both. And so what I've done is we turn the heat way down. It gets very cold at night. And I've told my children that we put on as many clothes as possible before we go to bed. And this is in the United States of America. This woman's working full-time. She said, I tell my children before they go to bed, put on as many clothes as possible. We're going to put as many blankets as possible over you and snuggle up together and get close and try to stay warm during the night. And she said, and then when I send them to school in the morning, I tell them, please don't say anything about this at school, because if you do, someone will come get you and take you away from me. And she said to me, as you've described the whole thing, and then she said to me, how can this be in America? How can it be that somebody works hard and works full time and has to live this way? Well, she's right. No woman in America should live that way. If you're a woman, you're more likely to live in poverty. If you're a woman, you're very likely not to have health insurance in this country. Women are increasingly the victims of all these problems, as many of you know. And so when we talk about these solutions, they affect women more dramatically than they affect men. Here's a starting place. How about if we end the embarrassment of our national minimum wage and raise the minimum wage in America? How about if we expand the Earned Income Tax Credit to make it available to single workers? How about if we make it easier, not harder, for workers to organize themselves into unions so that they have a voice, so that they can earn a decent wage? How about if we teach financial literacy to low-income families? How about if we set up bank accounts for low-income families? And how about if we create an incentive for them to save by matching what they're able to save, so that they can actually accumulate some assets, so that when they get to 2 days before payday and they don't have any more money left in their paycheck, they can go to their bank account and they can survive the next 2 days without going to a payday lender. That's what we want to do. One of the things that I have suggested is that we create 1 million, what I describe as stepping stone jobs, which are for those who've had difficulty getting employment. And basically those jobs would be working in public libraries, working in recreation centers, working in parks, so that they actually can go to work. Suppose we create 1 million new housing vouchers, but instead of using them to concentrate poor people together, we use them instead in a very aggressive fashion to create mobility across some of these economic and racial barriers, so that low-income families also have some choice about where they want to live. Here's an idea. It's called College for Everyone. The idea is this: graduate from high school, qualified to be in college, and commit that you'll work when you're there, at least 10 hours a week, then your tuition and books will be paid for. Very simple, very straightforward. Don't tell me there's nothing we can do. The people in this room understand at a very personal level that there's a lot we can do about this huge moral issue that's facing our country. If you want to live in a moral, fair, and just America, where everyone has a chance, and you actually want to see America leading in a moral and just world again, we have to do it, all of us, together. God bless you. It's a great honor and privilege for me to be with you today. Thank you all very much for what you're doing and standing up for low-income women. God bless you. Thank you all.